The long, grueling mining season is nearing its end, and in Gold Rush season, 15's epic finale tensions run high, emotions bubble to the surface, and every ounce of gold counts. Episode 23, titled The Last Dance, promises a dramatic conclusion as the miners make one final push before winter shuts everything down. With just days left before the ground freezes solid, every crew is scrambling to squeeze out the last ounces of gold. It's a do-or-die moment that will define the season's success or failure, from emotional comebacks to high-stakes gambles and generational turning points. This episode promises to deliver one of the most dramatic endings in Gold Rush history. Ness, the final pay from Vegas Valley after stepping away from mining to deal with personal challenges. Ness returned to the gold fields this year with a renewed sense of purpose. Season 15 has been a roller coaster for Rick, rebuilding his crew, staking new ground, and working harder than ever to prove he still belongs in the game. Now he's down to his last chance as he digs up the final gold of the season from Vegas Valley. This cut has served as his primary hope for a comeback, and with only one last cleanup left, Rick's entire season rests on what the valley can yield. The pressure is on not just to make a profit, but to silence the doubters and remind everyone why he was once seen as a rising star in the gold mining world. His team knows what's at stake, and the tension around the final weigh-in is palpable. Will Vegas Valley provide the payoff he needs, or will the season end in disappointment? Parker Schnabel pushing past the breaking point. Parker Schnabel has never been one to play it safe, and season 15 has been no exception, always chasing bigger goals and bigger gold. Parker has juggled multiple cuts, a massive crew, and an ambitious production target all year long, but with time running out and winter beginning to settle over the Yukon, most miners would be winding down. Not Parker. In a dramatic move that showcases his relentless drive, Parker opens yet another cut, risking time, fuel, and manpower in a desperate attempt to hit his season goal. It's a bold strategy, especially this late in the game with the freeze looming. Every bucket counts, and there's no room for error. His crew is tired, his equipment is wearing down, but Parker refuses to quit until he's satisfied. Whether this last-minute push will push him past the goal line or leave him just short remains to be seen. Either way, fans can expect a tense, high-pressure final as Parker races against nature and himself. Tony Beats and Kevin Allen at Hester Cut. Tony Beats, the king of the Klondike, isn't taking any chances with his final haul, with a mining empire to maintain and massive investments on the line, including a new $500,000 wash plant. Tony is firing up operations one more time at the Hester Cut in hopes of ending the season on a high note. But this finale isn't just about gold for the Beats family. It's about the future. Kevin Beats, Tony's son, faces his most critical test yet all season long. Kevin has been working to prove that he's ready to step up and lead a major operation. Now in the final episode, Judgment Day, arrives. The Hester Cut's performance and Kevin's ability to handle pressure, manage crews, and make the right calls will determine whether he's ready to take the reins in the years ahead. For Tony, it's not just about hitting his goal target, it's about whether his son has what it takes to carry the Beats legacy forward. With the plant roaring and the clock ticking, everything is riding on Tony's final push. The Last Dance marks the end of a wild, unpredictable season, from Parker's tireless expansion to Rick's redemptive return and Kevin's make-or-break moment. The finale ties together each storyline in a high-stakes climax. Each crew faces one last shot to dig deep, both in the pay dirt and in themselves. Will Rick's comeback be crowned with gold? Will Parker defy the odds and meet his colossal goal? Will Tony and Kevin deliver a finish worthy of the Beats' name tune into the season 15 finale of Gold Rush and witness the emotional final chapter of a mining season full of grit, glory, and the unbreakable drive that defines these gold-hungry legends as Gold Rush season 15 barrels toward its dramatic finale? Titled The Last Dance, the gold totals are stacking up and filled with risks, rivalries, and relentless digging each. Mine Boss enters the final episode with their sights set on one last push before winter locks up the ground for good. The numbers at the end of episode 22 paint a clear picture of where everyone stands. But in true Yukon fashion, nothing is ever truly settled until the final cleanup with personal goals on the line and bragging rights at stake. This final is shaping up to be one of the most competitive and emotionally charged episodes of the season. Parker Schnabel. Eyes on the prize. Parker Schnabel has had an exceptional season, and after weeks of hard work, he's on the brink of achieving what he set out to do, hitting an incredible 8,000-ounce goal for Parker. This season has been a showcase of scale precision and tireless ambition. But just because he's nearing that milestone doesn't mean he's slowing down. In The Last Dance, Parker opens up yet another cut, proving he's willing to keep pushing right up until the very last moment. With winter bearing down, he's racing against time, but if anyone can dig deep and finish strong, it's Parker. Hitting 8,000 ounces will be a major accomplishment, and it could solidify his place as the top miner this season, unless someone else beats him to it. Tony Beats, Gold King in the making. Tony Beats has already hit his season target of 5,000 ounces, but in typical Beats fashion, he's not done yet. With his season-long investment in new gear and the introduction of a $500,000 wash plant, Tony isn't just aiming to meet expectations, he's aiming to exceed them. Heading into the final, Tony is running full steam at the Hester Cut, and with his son Kevin stepping up to run part of the operation, the Beats family has their eyes on a bigger prize. Tony knows that Parker is close to reaching 8,000 ounces, and with his own target already surpassed, you can bet he'll be getting to overtake Parker's total and reclaim the title of Yukon's top gold miner. Rick Ness. The comeback is real after a year away from the gold fields. Rick Ness has fought hard to make his return count, and he's done just that. With over 1,000 ounces mined, Rick has already achieved what many thought was unlikely. But the season isn't over, and Rick isn't done digging. In the final, Rick returns to Vegas Valley for one final push. Every ounce matters, not just in profit, but in proving that his comeback was no fluke. He's found his rhythm, and now he's chasing every last bit of gold the Yukon will give him before the deep freeze sets in for Rick. This last run is about building momentum for an even stronger future. Kevin Beats. A defining moment. Kevin Beats has taken on a bigger role than ever before this season, and his efforts are now being put to the test. With just over half of his 1,000-ounce goal achieved, Kevin's performance in the final could mark a turning point in his mining career. Tony has trusted him with serious responsibilities at the Hester Cut, and now Kevin must prove that he can deliver. The Last Dance sets the stage for Kevin's Judgment Day. His decisions, his leadership, and his execution all come under the spotlight. It's not just about ounces, it's about proving to his father and himself that he's ready to be more than just a crew member. This final push could define how Kevin is seen heading into next season and beyond, with all four mined bosses racing against the clock in the oncoming winter. The Gold Rush Season 15 final promises high drama and big payoffs. Parker is within striking distance of his massive 8,000-ounce goal. Tony has already passed 5,000 ounces, but is hungry to take the top spot. Rick has proven he's back and better than ever, and Kevin Beats is standing at the crossroads of pressure and potential. The Last Dance isn't just about closing out a mining season, it's about ambition, legacy, and what each miner is willing to do to finish strong.